Good morning, my name's Tommy and I'm a surf instructor in North Cornwall. I've been working in and around surf schools for the last 12 years. Today I'm going to be talking you through how to duck dive a longboard, it's not something that's based around strength, it's based around technique. So it's really important that you have a think about what you're doing and you're not trying to force anything too much when you're duck diving a longboard. Hopefully you guys will already know how to duck dive a shortboard and you're used to pushing your board under the wave. As the wave comes up and over you, you're pushing on your tail and you're coming up through the other side. The principle with longboarding is the same, bar one minor difference. When we duck dive a shortboard, you're often just pushing, same as your prone position, you're often just pushing from under your shoulders and pushing down and under the wave. Now, if you try and push a longboard down, this is my longboard today, if you try and push a longboard down and you push it down flat as you would a shortboard, you're going to feel, because it's got such a big surface area, it's got so much volume, you're going to feel a lot of resistance when you push down because the water's pushing up against you. So it's going to be really hard to push it down flat. So when we duck dive a longboard, we want to drop one of our shoulders. I drop my left because I kick with my right. You want to drop one of your shoulders so that the board is being pushed down at an angle. You'll notice now that it looks more like it's going to be able to go and enter the water. It's going to be able to pierce the water and then you'll be able to kick up same as you do before. So why do I push down with my left, leading with my left shoulder? Because I kick with my right, you want to be pushing down the opposite end and the opposite side of your longboard, okay? So I'm pushing down with my left and I'm going under the water and then I'm kicking on the tail with my right foot so that it's coming up the other side. So instead of pushing down, flat, and finding loads of resistance, we're going to be entering the water at an angle, just like that. Okay, so you know how to get the nose of your board under. You guys will already know when to kick on the tail so you pop up the other side. Now, which are the best ways to learn how to duck dive a longboard? Here is my progression of a wave, okay? You start with a little lump, it gets higher, it gets steeper, it gets a lip, and then it breaks, okay? Now, if you imagine you're on a longboard and you're heading out here, if you try and push the nose down there, this wave is coming up. It's pushing upwards, more or less, all along it, okay? So when you try and push the nose down there, you're going to get all the water pushing against you and you're going to find a lot of resistance. Whereas if you've got a slightly steeper wave, like here for example, and you're heading that way, this wave now is starting to feed in there and it's pushing up and it's maybe starting to push forward just a little bit. So when you push the nose down, you'll find that the wave's actually helping you because it's starting to suck you through, okay? Even more so on a wave like this, although this might look a little bit scary to learn to duck dive on, you'll find that here you get really sucked up, you get a lot of water sucking in here, pulling you up, and you'll get really spat out the other side. Think of a longboard, it's got a lot more volume, so that when you do come up the other side, you come up a lot faster than you would on a shortboard or on a bodyboard. Whitewater, however, is very hard to learn to duck dive a longboard on. If you think about a longboard heading this way, you've got this wave coming towards you. It's not pushing up, it might be sucking down and under a little bit, but most of it is coming towards you. So you need to have a think about your approach. So if you're heading towards a whitewater wave and you're on a longboard, you're giving it this distance, this much opportunity to push you back towards the beach. When you're on a shorter board, that has decreased quite a lot. So when you think about approaching a wave on a longboard, you want to try and angle your approach. Not only are you angling the way you enter the water, you're angling your approach to the wave so that you're coming towards it slightly to the side. Now you'll remember I said that I drop my left shoulder down first and then kick on my tail. So I'm going to approach it and head out towards the right so that my left side drops under the wave. As the wave hits me, I'm then kicking on the right side so that I enter the water and pop up the other side as smoothly as possible. The most important part of this is just how much I've reduced that distance that the whitewater can hit me. I've really reduced its opportunity at pushing me back towards the beach. So in summary, the first thing to remember is that we're piercing the wave, okay? We're dropping one of our shoulders so that we're not pushing down flat. We're piercing the wave, the easiest way possible to get the board under the water. Point number 2 is try and learn with unbroken waves, just because you get the suck of the wave helping you push your board down and under. And step number 3, this is a more advanced step for when you're trying to practice on bigger whitewater waves, but just angle your approach slightly so that the wave is not pushing you back for the full length of your board. I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you for listening.